Hello everyone, Kovic here, welcome to my channel. Today I am excited to share updates regarding the ranger build I'm using currently, where I made some changes and updates to fit even better my gameplay and playstyle. Also I would like to mention that the core concept for this build is thanks to Fubgun, so shout out to him. If you haven't seen his builds, definitely check out his channels. And with that said, let's dive right into the changes I made to this build and how they enhance my playstyle. I'll break down everything step by step, so let's get started. So my current gear is basically what I had before. I have the same bow with these stats, I have the same headpiece with these stats, I have the quiver with the same stats. I think I updated my amulet, so instead of getting resistance on it, I have dexterity and more intelligence. I still have the spirit count. I think I changed this ring, where I have a breach ring, updated to max quality, which is 50%. Also with some dexterity, physical damage and cold damage. My other ring, I think it's the same with strength and dexterity and resistance, focusing on cold damage mostly. I have the same gloves, the same chest. I think I changed my belt, and I have the same boots. So the gear I have currently is pretty much as it was before, but I made some significant changes regarding the passive tree and also for the skill tree. So for the skill tree, what I'm using currently, the flat damage DPS for the lightning arrow is 47k, and I use the following support gems. I use martial tempo, ice bite, innervate, heft, and primal armament. For the lightning rod, I use scatter shot, concentrated effect, close combat, inspiration, and rising tempest. For the herald of thunder, I'm using cold infusion, glaciation, long shot, cold penetration, and lightning mastery. For the herald of ice, I'm using lightning infusion, conduction, magnifying effect, overcharge, and cold mastery. I'm using wind dancer with blind, orb of storm pretty much the same with chain, persistence, unleash, and overabundance. I'm not using currently custom freeze. I'm using only custom shock on bossing with ball lightning, deceleration, energy retention, and impetus. And I added green feast, where I'm using vitality and clarity for HP and mana. I added green feast for more defense, because this build is pretty much like a glass cannon build. I do high damage, but if you're not paying attention for a second, you can get one shot pretty easily. So I added green feast to have a bit more defense, which is increasing my energy shield. Although that's not that high currently, but with the green feast it gets to around 700 or so, around 700 energy, and with the current life and the energy, that's not bad, and I can survive way more easier than before. So the big change here, that I'm not using inspiration on the lightning arrow when I'm doing maps, because I don't need the extra mana and the costs. I pretty much can sustain the mana costs on mappings. I don't have any issues with that. So I dropped that, and I added more damage. For bossing, what I do, I switch with the heft. So I add heft or primal armament also to the lightning rod, or I drop inspiration, or I drop rising tempest, it depends. I have the unique ring, so I'm using that on bosses, so I don't have mana issues there as well. So I'm using only heft and primal armament. I switch up with these two, basically, to even more damage. And I use cast on shock, as I said earlier, and I drop green feast on bosses. Also, what I was testing for more damage, I was trying to play and add execute, or to the lightning arrow or to the heralds, which worked out pretty interesting, but I'm still testing and will keep you posted how it is going. But you can definitely try out to add execute for the Herald of Ice, let's say. Yeah, if you don't have enough cold image, you can try to add cold infusion to the lightning arrow instead of the herald. So that will help that can help you with the freeze build-up. So you remove cold infusion from the Herald of Thunder and you add to the lightning arrow. Or if you have mana issues, you can use the inspiration instead of heft on the lightning arrow as well. As I said, I don't have that issue on mapping, so I'm focusing on more damage. For resistance, I have almost kept out. The chaos is not kept out yet. I have 50% armor, 76 evasion without a tailwind. Using the tailwind, this scales up to 83, right? For the passive tree, for the ascendancies, I'm still running the same skills. But for the passive, I made some significant changes. For example, I removed these two here with the extra evasion. I added one more point to the movement speed because I need that for mapping. I removed this part from here with additional elemental damage and freeze build-up. I felt like I don't need that, so I removed as well. I removed this part for more evasion, right? I needed those points in other places. But on this side, it is pretty much how it was before. The only difference is that I changed this jewel, where now I have damage with bow, projectile damage, and critical damage. I have this jewel with increased elemental alignment, increased attack speed, projectile speed, and evasion rating. Here I have this jewel with increased elemental damage, attack speed with bows, and increased attack speed. This section is pretty much how it was before. This one is Herald skills deal more increased damage, attack speed with bows, increased lightning damage, and critical hit chance for attacks. This one is increased damage with bow and bonus from quiver. I also have another one with quiver. Yeah, this one. Increased bonus gain from quiver, lightning damage, and mana leech. And I removed the points for the lightning parts and I started to build through the herald damage and area effect more. So here I have basically another jewel, which is Time Lost Emerald, with 30% increased effects of small passive skills and damage with bows and lightning damage. So this will add also these extra stats for the small passive trees. As we can check here, this one gives me 2% lightning damage, increased damage with bows, and yeah, basically that's it. Here I have Herald of Reservation for more reservation for the skill. Herald skill deals more damage, and this is for the area effect and increased damage with the heralds. As you can see now, it gives 30%. This one gives 26, and if I remove this one, it shows only 20%. So this jewel gives me extra 6% of damage for the herald and small passive skills. Something to keep in mind, and I was planning to do in the future. If I need more armor or evasion, I can use these nodes here to get more movement speed, and that will also benefit from this jewel. So this jewel I think is pretty good. I wanted to get some more also area effect on it, but that was pretty expensive. But I will consider to get one in the future. As you can see, I don't really have issues with the mana, even though I'm not using inner weight on the lightning arrow. Even in this breach, when on this T50 map with the level 80 mobs, I can handle the mana costs pretty good in my opinion. Ooh, I got stuck. Yeah, as you can see, the mana on kill on the bow is pretty good, especially if you have high rolls. Yeah, and like that you can sustain mana costs on maps pretty easily. So that's it pretty much. Thanks for watching. If you like this video, make sure to like and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss on any upcoming content. Until then, see you next time.